What up, everybody, and welcome to Baz on Blades. My name is Baz, and I talk about blades, and today I am very happy to feature another product from Steel Wheel Knives. What we've got here is the Intrigue folder. This is the full-size 3 3/4 inch Intrigue, and this is what I'm calling the stealth model. It is basically in battleship gray FRN with black small parts and clip. And then a black coated D2 blade. It is a beautiful rendition of this knife. I just honestly don't know how this particular model could look any better than this in any other color combination at all. It's just not going to look better. And I'm also happy to review this product because, disclaimer, this was sent to me for free by Steel Wheel Knives as a review piece, along with the Sensor fixed blade, which I have previously reviewed. A great small compact fixed blade fighter is what it is. Very good review. And these two knives they sent me for free. You know, my channel is not that big. It's not big enough to where companies want to send you free stuff. So thank you to Paulina at Steel Wheel Knives and Steel Wheel Knives, the company itself, for taking the chance with Baz on Blades. And I promise, guys, these reviews are totally honest. I will not hold back over something like this. And you know what? I'm not keeping this stuff anyway. These knives are going to go into the next Baz on Blades giveaway. They will be combined as the grand prize in that. Very happy to be able to do that. So, you know, I'm not keeping either one of the knives from Steel Wheel. Even though this knife is so good, guys. So what we got here is the Intrigue full size. Like say 3 3/4 inch blade. There is a mini size of this, much like the Cut Jack model had the full size in the mini. The mini in this, I think, is a 3.4 inch blade, if I'm not wrong. Same overall profile, and I believe the same color combinations as far as FRN and blade finishes. But this stealth model is, you know what, guys? That's how are you going to make an FRN knife look any better than that? That just looks good. It's very subtle, very sophisticated, subdued. It's just a great look for this knife. So, full-size version, 3 3/4 inch blade that's slightly less than 9.5 centimeters. Your blade stock thickness, 126 thousandths of an inch or 3.2 millimeters. Your blade width, it is under an inch. It is 15/16 of an inch actually, and that's slightly less than 24 millimeters. Your handle length, 4 3/4 of an inch or 12 centimeters. The handle thickness, 472 thousandths of an inch or 12 millimeters. The handle width at the widest, 1 inch or 25.5 millimeters. Your closed width, very narrow for this length of knife. You can see this is one of those design aspects that I love so much in knives. I appreciate a knife, the design where the blade nests within the handle, so your closed width isn't real wide compared to just the handle width in the open position. The only thing you've got to take into account here is a flipper tab. So, you know, you're at 1 1/4 inches wide or 32 millimeters. Your overall length, 8.5 inches or 21.5 centimeters. Stock pin diameter, it is a captured stock pin, guys. I am estimating that around 100 thousandths of an inch. I could be off as much as 15 or 20 thousandths of an inch. So, you know, from 100,000 up to 120 thousandths of an inch. And that's about 2.5 millimeters. Behind the edge thickness, as always, I hit it in 3 spots, averaged it out, and then just made something up. No, I didn't. But I did hit it in 3 spots, average it out, and you know, it went about 20 thousandths of an inch, close to 21 thousandths of an inch. A very good thickness for this blade steel. Hey, your handle to blade ratio, very good again at 0.78, and your weight is extremely easy to carry at 3 ounces or 85 grams, and that's for a 3 3/4 inch blade length, guys. 9.5 inches overall, no, 8.5 inches overall, I'm sorry. Your blade steel is D2, like in all of these knives from Steel Wheel. D2, you know, guys, I like D2. I won't call myself a super fanboy because I can admit it's got some shortcomings. There's a lot of uses that I do not prefer D2. I think in the intended use of this, which is, I'm going to say, is moderate EDC because of the construction and lock type, I think at this blade stock thickness and this behind the edge thickness, that D2 is okay. I would not reprofile the edge super thin. D2 is not that modern of a steel, and it has a lot of vanadium in it, and the vanadium combines with the carbon, it forms carbides, and those are basically ultra hard particles that are suspended in the matrix of the steel. If you use your imagination and you're looking at the edge, it's going to have little hard rock BB sort of texturing to it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to find my words here, but it's super late after work. At a microscopic level, it's going to be a textured edge. Those carbides are very big. Vanadium carbides tend to be big. So I'm not a super big fan of ultra thin edge profiles on D2. I think 20 thousandths, from 19 to 21 thousandths is perfect. So no issues there. But D2, again, it's a tool steel, guys. It's got great wear resistance, your edge retention. It's got decent toughness, but it can be chippy under impact if it's too thin or too hard. Corrosion resistance is decent. It is semi-stainless. It just misses that stainless designator by 1.5%, I believe, on average. What you typically see at Rockwell at is 60 to 62. At that, you get out of D2 an aggressive, toothy cutting edge. A fine edge will last a decent amount of time. And then the working edge it leaves behind is just one of the best, in my opinion. The right edge profile on well heat treated and tempered D2 is just a joy to use for a working knife. In the handle, just like the cut jack and the Modus, what you've got here is FRN handle scales with a molded in pattern, and it is very attractive in this. You've got stainless liners, and I never did look to see if they were weight relieved, and yes, there is some weight relieving on the face side, and a little bit going on the back side there. I think I can't get any light reflecting. I forgot my flashlight, guys. I apologize for that. But I mean, at 3 ounces, guys, for 3 3/4 inch blade length, we're beating the curve there. So FRN over stainless liners, liner lock. They are recessed liners, stainless small parts that are blacked out, including this standard sort of pocket clip from Steel Wheel knives. They used it on the Modus. They used it on the cut jack models. In fact, here we go. Same pocket clip, guys, just facing in a different direction, and that's my cut jack mini. That was the first gift I ever got from a viewer. Tar Brihan, I hope you're seeing this, buddy. What a great little knife, guys. So anyway, back to the Intrigue. Where were we? Oh yeah, materials. So there you go, guys. D2, FRN, stainless liner, stainless small parts. I do not know what the black coating is. It feels like a paint type of coating. I did not use this knife a lot because I knew as soon as they gave me the knives that I was going to use them in a giveaway. I knew that from the, just from the emails, guys. But I do not know how it's going to wear. I do not know how it's going to wear, guys, but it is. I mean, it's well done. You know, no joke there. Well done. Well done, Steel Will. Have I said anything bad about this knife? Oh, yeah, I did say something extremely bad. I'm giving it away and can't keep it. But I have confidence that I've had, 3 or 4 or 5 Steel Will FRN knives come through my hand, and very, very consistent, guys. Very consistent and well made. Next, we're going to go into fit and finish. Well, we can't take a real close look at the blade finish or anything under this coat, and you can tell it's a fairly thick coat, but there's a fairly fine finish on the blade. The coating is well done, guys. I've got 0 issues with this sort of black washy type of lightly tumbled compared to a lot of black wash stuff, guys. That makes me think, the black washy sort of finish, guys, makes me think this may be a little tougher coating than I'm giving it credit for. If anybody knows, I should have researched that. It's not like this is my first video. But I did not look, guys. I'm working so much, I'm just not prepared for this. But it may be a more modern, more high-end type of coating. I'd love if that was a PVD or a DLC type of coating. That would be fantastic. But, everything's well done on the blade. Look at that secondary bevel, that edge bevel, guys, from tip to heel. Okay? Now, Bass Arm Blades, it cannot be that good on both sides. Look at this, guys. Kudos to whoever is grinding both the blade, both grinding the blades, and whoever is sharpening. Very well done. What that tells me is our primary bevel here, this main big flat bevel here, is even on both sides. If it didn't have this big wide plunge on it right here, and you had a more precise sort of plunge joiner there you could look at, it would be very even, guys. And the reason I know that is if you grind this off side to side, when you go to sharpen your knife to a consistent angle side to side, you will have a narrow bevel and a wide bevel. But you don't see any of that on this knife. The edge is sharp. It's sharp, guys. I'm not going to say it's the sharpest knife I ever held in my hands, but it's sharp. Just very well done, guys. You've got some jimping right here that is, it's moderately effective. Moderately effective. Might be just a little too flat-topped and relaxed at the top, because it is a very fine cut. You don't have a lot of space in between the peaks there for the flesh of your finger to go down in when you press. You want it to be a combination of that. You want the little recesses to trap your skin, and then you need some sort of edge, some coarseness also to work in conjunction, a good balance between. And it's moderately okay, guys. It could be improved on just by going a little deeper. Leave the peaks treated the same way, lightly flat top there. Just go deeper on the valleys, and it would improve it drastically. But fit and finish, I mean, the markings, guys, love them or hate them, they got to put their brand in the name on the knife. Don't always like it, but I don't always hate it either. It's just fit and finish, guys. I mean, look, there's just it's a pretty basic, first of all, it's a pretty basic build. You've got recessed steel liners in this FRN. Well, the FRN is injection molded. There's no CNC milling here like you would have to do on G10 or micarta or carbon fiber, or even titaniums if you get outside of the synthetics and into metal. All of those materials are CNC machined for texture and everything. This is totally injection molded with a good investment in clean dies and a good maintenance on them. You can do really crisp injection molding, guys, where everything is precise. You're not getting a feel of gaps between anything that, you know, everything is very precise in these knives and has been on all the different models of this build type that I have tried. So no issues there in fit and finish, guys. Action. Oh, I was waiting on this. Fabulous. Guys, I've got to say right now, I've tried some really good steel wheel builds like this, and my little mini cut jack it's great, guys. It is great. But this knife, this example of this knife is the best that I have felt. It is buttery smooth on those phosphor bronze bushings. I have done nothing to this knife. No, in fact, I take that back. It was clean. It felt clean. It just felt a little dry, like knives typically do. And I put 1 drop each of oil on each side, and then 1 drop of oil on the detent ball, and then use some paper towel to wick off the excess once I had it distributed. And it's just, it feels fabulous, guys. Whoever wins this, yeah, I want to hear from you. I want to know what you think about this, because it's a fabulous, fabulous flipper, and it is so smooth, opening and closing. And when you take this blade and you roll it around, now you can feel, you're feeling through the handle with your left hand, you're feeling through the blade with your right hand, or vice versa if you have, you know, the left-handed genetic deficiency. But it is, when you hear somebody talk about bearings and they say they're hydraulic, this is doggone near hydraulic feeling on not even broken in phosphor bronze bushings. This has never been disassembled and cleaned even. If you disassembled this and cleaned it and re-oiled the bushings and reassembled it, it would probably just be crazy. The centering on it, straight out of the box, guys, never had to adjust it. It's dead on. That is fantastic for a nearly 4-inch blade length in this type of build. It's very easy if there's any type of flex at all in the frame or the build, or there's anything that is not absolutely flat like this FRN molding here or that stainless liner. It would cause something with this long of a blade to be very hard to tune the whole length of the blade to where you get perfect centering on just the tip, guys. You know, when we get these knives, and they're more and more often in these budget knives where they're like this, no matter the brand, whether it's, you know, this brand or another brand or another brand, you know, they're getting so good. We're starting, I think, maybe to take it for granted, because that's really good, guys. I have owned bushinged, custom-made frame lock folders that were $500 that were not this good, guys. I'm going to tell you right now. It's great, you know. And, oh, I didn't never mention the price. Doggone it. $42.99. Okay, $42.99. This is such a great realization of this design, overall design language from steel wheel. I mean, you know, you're in a wide, stubbier profile here and a more extended, narrower profile, but you see obvious the familiarity, the familiar design language, guys. It's such, they are such good designs. All of them are. The Cut Jack, the Modus, and the Intrigue, all of them are fantastic. What else on the action? Lockup. Lockup is super. It's firm, guys. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no issues there, except I got fingerprints on the blade now. I might wipe those off before I mail this to the winner. They can, you know, they can take the fingerprints and they could hold it up to their face and it'd be like, hey, I'm posing Baz on Blade's fingerprints here because he's so famous. He's got like 2,000 subs. You know, and then take the photo and then they frame the photo and they put the photo up on the wall in the kitchen right next to the table. So when they eat, sit there and eat, they're looking at it. Whew. Boy, I hope I don't have any viewers like that. But they're going to get such a good knife, guys. Action is perfect on this thing. And what I did not talk about, but I'm going to talk about last, is the reason the action is perfect. The detent is firm. It is crisp. It is not, oh my God, this is super firm detent. It's not that. It is at the perfect point of firm for this design and the relationship of the flipper tab to the center point of the pivot here and the detent ball all tuned together, guys. An excellent flipper. It's you know, more than the frame rate in this video is gonna really show, guys. But everything about the action is fabulous. Ergos and utility. Okay, guys, come on. It's a, you know, a modified, modern drop point, spearish type of blade. With a good long straight section here, a nice wide open belly all the way out to the tip. That is two huge work surfaces right there. Look at how much blade is on either side of my finger. Those are individual working surfaces there for different cutting tasks, guys. Fantastic design on this blade. As far as utilitarian use. You know, the 19 to 21 thousandths behind the edge, guys, perfect for this. At what did I say, the stock thickness, 126 thousandths. Guys, that is just everything. It just came together in this knife. I feel like I'm gushing over it, and I don't want anybody thinking that, you know, they sent me this and I feel that way. And you know what? If they were to see this and go, you know what? Eric's giving that knife away. We should send him another one so he can have one. You know, that wouldn't be bad, guys. I really like this. Of the cut jack and the Modus and this, I like this the most. You know, I like the long, thin, sort of stabby knives, guys, and this is just fantastic. For what it is. Such a well-realized design. The handle, I mean, look at it, guys. Look at it. Dip, drop, bird's beak without being a bird's beak. Wide open here in the center with a sort of a Coke bottle type of palm swell here. Not too thick. It's under a half an inch at 472 thousandths of an inch, guys. But with that narrow profile, it feels, it doesn't feel round. Okay, I'm not saying that at all, but it gives a little bit of the sensation of what a sort of a rounded, a radius handle would, because it's a great ratio between the thickness and the width, guys. It's just fabulous. It is such a great design, guys. What can I say bad about it? Oh, I've got something right here. Look at that pocket clip. Look at that. It's a great pocket clip, guys, but it's not deep carry. So for you guys out there, they're like, we wouldn't give $1 for a knife that didn't have a deep carry pocket clip. And you know who you are. You know who you are, because I know you. You're on eBay trying to find out if there is a titanium deep carry pocket clip made for your knife you haven't even bought yet. Don't even try to tell me that you don't do that, because I do that, and it's not that big of a deal to me. But it's a great design, but it's not deep carry, and that's really the only thing that I'm going to give any negativity on at all, guys. This choil right here is not a finger forward choil. It's not, guys. You might get in there or you might cut yourself. That's up to you. But it does come up in perfect sharpening choil. You can see the way the light plays through the plunge here. You can see that you are into the thinness of the grind, and you are well clear of the plunge grind right there because of that great sharpening choil. Much appreciated there. Oh my goodness, I cannot tell you how many knives are just totally ruined because you can't sharpen them without getting a bunch of ugly crap going on, or taking a grinder and grinding on your blade. I mean, gee whiz. Gotta love a sharpening choil. All right, so we're at 25 minutes here, so we're gonna, I'm gonna put this thing down and quit looking at it and talking about it and end this thing. It's great, guys. I mean, in my opinion, I like it. I like it even better than the cut jack. Although I love the cut jack, it's such a good little, yeah, that's a great little knife. This is still my favorite design between the Intrigue, the cut jack, and the Modus. Those three knives that are in this sort of family here. It's just a great design. It's a great balance of everything. You may or may not like D2, although I think the choice here for its intended purpose, build type, and size is a pretty decent balance for D2. So I don't think it's a huge issue. Would I like to see it in M390 for $42.99? Well, yeah, send me 3. I want one in every color. But, the D2 is going to work. Okay, what about the FRN in the handle scales, guys? It's not ugly. It's got the characteristics of FRN. You can mold in texture, but the surface of FRN is always hard and slick to me. It's just not the type of material that takes a matte finish. But got a great handle design. So what you're losing, it's not a super tactile material. You're gaining back in the design of the handle, guys. So no issues with the FRN. Again, $42.99. It's not bad, guys. It's not bad. And once you take the action into account, the action is crazy. It is crazy. No doubt about that. I am not joking, guys. I'm not blowing smoke up your booty hole or nothing. It's good. It's really good for a phosphor bronze bush and flipper, guys. Perfectly dialed in detent, and the geometry of the flipper tab, the pivot center point, just fantastic, guys. So there we go. That's it. That's the Steel Will Intrigue, the full size in the stealth finish, which I think is 110% sex. And we're going to bring back in here the sensor because I want you guys to see them together. That's going to be the grand prize in the next Bazon Blades giveaway. And we just surpassed 2,000 viewers. So congratulations to you guys for liking me that much. Okay, but I'm waiting to do the giveaway. I'm at slightly less than 230,000 views. So what I'm going to do is when I hit 250,000 views, we're going to stop right there. We're going to do a giveaway. These two are going to be the main prize, guys. You're going to get both knives. So go buy a Steel Will Intrigue unless you win this one in the giveaway, and then congratulations. Thank you, Paulina at Steel Will, and thank you, Steel Will Knives. And keep it up. Keep it up. You're doing a fantastic product at a reasonable price. And, yeah, it's good stuff. All right, guys. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch one of my videos. God bless all of you, and we will talk to you again.